name's Chris, DJ Plastician from Croydon, South London. Just over here in Moscow for a quick one night, Monday night. Everyone's out having it. It's going to be a good one. I started out as a garage DJ, like playing two-step, and it was just kind of a natural progression. Like it kind of turned into dubstep, you know. Like dubstep didn't exist when I first started DJing, so I liked the darker kind of side of two-step, the instrumental music more than the vocal kind of like the more sort of commercially friendly stuff, and that just eventually turned into dubstep, like through starting to build our own stuff, like myself, Scream, Benga, Hatcher, everyone who was kind of around in the early days. We didn't think we were like building a new sound at all. It just happened. It happened to turn into a totally new sound. So yeah, it was cool. I think the first time that people ever called it dubstep, it was in a magazine. It was a magazine in America called Accelerator, and they ran a cover feature with Horsepower, Benny Hill, and the front cover actually said dubstep on it, and from there it really stuck. Before then it was just still kind of known as dark garage, or it was kind of two-step still, but people were calling it dark garage. So that would have been around 2002, 2003, and I'd been playing quite a lot of instrumental grime stuff back then. Like grime had its own kind of scene back then, but it was all kind of working in the same direction, you know. Before it was on Rinse, I did pirate radio. I did a couple of South London pirate stations, like a weekly show. Then obviously it was on Rinse for about, well, I've been on Rinse for about 7 years now. So I've had the slot, the Monday slot, for about 6 years. Is it about 6 years? No, it's not even as long as that. It's probably more like about 4. I initially started out on a Friday nights, then moved to Saturdays. And then I was on Radio 1 for a year and a half, and but I'm still doing Rinse under a different alias. So I kind of still kept myself on Rinse, and I think now that Rinse has become more popular, like there's so many people listening to Rinse, it's easily accessible all over the internet, and I think it's a good slot time, Monday night, you know, like people tend to be sat indoors on a Monday, so it's a good time for people to listen in, and it also kind of fits in with different times all over the globe, you know, like we catch all of the people in like Australia, New Zealand, like at the beginning of their work day, and then everywhere else, or most of the places over the world, are either like on their lunch break or winding down for the evening. So it's quite a good slot time the way it works out. When you compare like my style to a similar other kind of DJs, I think if anything that makes me stand out would maybe be just that I play such a wide variety of the sounds. Like some people, a lot of DJs who also produce maybe like concentrate on playing their own production a lot, whereas I'm more about playing all the different styles that I like, and I think that as a DJ that's quite important. I think that's what a lot of listeners can relate to, because a lot of listeners don't produce the music, they just know what tracks they like. And when I'm DJing, that's the kind of angle I'm coming from as well. It's more about like me playing music that I like, not necessarily what I've made. Like I'm not promoting myself, I'm more about promoting the whole genre, and I think like that the average listener can kind of relate to that. I like it all sorts. Like I don't really know what I like, to be honest with you. I don't like a certain specific genre. I just certain tracks normally catch me. Like some, you know, that you just stumble across them. The internet's good for finding new music always, and people, you're on Twitter and Facebook and stuff. Your friends will post up links to tracks they like, and you listen to it. And what you go on YouTube, listen to something, it'll be like related tracks and stuff. You end up listening to so many different things. So I think like I don't think I'm into any specific styles other than sort of like dubstep and grime. I don't have a wide knowledge of any other kind of music, but I do appreciate pretty much all kinds of music. I can even like, I used to hate like heavy like metal and stuff like that when I was at school, but I can even appreciate stuff like that now. I think when you come at it from like a production angle, you kind of understand a little bit more about like what people are putting into the music themselves, so you take it more from the person who's made its perspective as opposed to whether or not you like it. And I think that opens your ears to like lots of different styles that you wouldn't have listened to before. I first sort of spotted Joker a few years ago, and I always knew he would come into like his own kind of style, and he's definitely found that now. Really enjoy all the music he's been doing over the last couple of years, particularly. I think this year's going to be a good one for him. We signed a new guy called Unit, who's been doing this kind of down-tempo, like 96 BPM kind of hip-hop style, but really bass-driven, like dubstep. So I'll be excited to hear what he comes with in the next couple of years. And then you just got the usual guys, you know, like Scream, Benga, always producing great music. And then like people like Chase and Status, which is a little bit more kind of commercially viable, but they're kind of taking the bass, they're taking bass music to the masses, and it still sounds good to me. So like it's good to see people are kind of like adapting their styles to a more commercial market, and it's working without watering it down too much. So quite interested to see how that all kind of crosses over now as well. sent odd tracks here and there, but I haven't had any sort of solid contact with Russian production, any producers in particular. But I know they're out there. We get quite a lot of listeners on the show, and like Facebook, stuff like that. We get a lot of messages from Russia. So I know there's a scene and there's a lot of interest for it. And I think that's when it really will take off, you know, like when the Russian dubstep scene's got its own kind of producers and nights running. Obviously you've got the night here now. When you get some producers and sort of like homegrown DJs coming through the ranks, that's when you'll really see it starting to take off over here. That's how it happened in the States, and I think that's just started to happen over there now. You've got real little scenes building, and when that happens, it's good for the scene in the When we came last time, there was a good crowd of people, but it felt a little bit more like a party crowd. But just like walking through there a couple of times today, you can kind of see how engaged people are with like Ruxpin's playing at the moment, and people tend to be like actually really listening to what he's playing, as opposed to just enjoying a drink with some music in the background. So that's definitely good to see. Like, it's obvious that people are starting to take hold of the music a little bit more. So yeah, it'd be good to get up there and see how it goes. Should be good fun. It's Plastician, just recorded a special for Base TV Russia. Keep it locked in.